No more one bike to fool them all, bike industry. Maybe we're gonna see kind of gravel mammals. I would love if Alaphilippe is tearing it up. Let's make road cool. So Ostroy, New York City cycling brand, recently put this post on Instagram with some takes, some predictions for the 2025 season. Before I jump into them, I do want to make it clear that no reason behind me doing this video has to do with the fact that I collect affiliate commissions on any of those sales. With that said, Tadej Pogacar wins Paris-Roubaix. Here's that Tadej has a threshold of around 450 watts. He's an exceptional bike handler, probably the best team in the world. Van Aert, Van der Poel, all have very similar things, but it's not like they're rolling around at 500 watt FTPs. It would be the least surprising thing in the world if Pogacar won Paris-Roubaix. But it does appear that he has no intention to race it this season. I hope he does at some point, though. When he first started racing RVV and tore it up in 22 and then won it in 23, those were some of the best races of the last few years. No more all-arounders, just bikes all around. One bike to rule them all. I think the wind is kind of coming out of the sails. Here's how I think about it. If a potential buyer of a bicycle can explain why one bike is not well suited for them, then one bike to rule them all is not for them. If they can say, I am a crit racer, I need to be able to snap at 1200 watts, get a narrow bike or a race bike. They shouldn't be getting this one bike to rule them all endurance bike. All that being said, if the person can't give a justification like that, I kind of think one bike to rule them all is good, as long as that bike is good. Take someone who's just a commuter riding around on a hybrid. All they can say is, I just want to get a better bike. They don't know what type of riding they're doing. They don't know if they want to race. They don't know what rider they're going to become. Yeah, give them versatility. Gravel specific E everything. Bike industry has discovered that if you put gravel or E in front of anything, it becomes the new hotness. I see no reason that gravel won't continue to be the industry's darling. E. I do like rolling e-bikes around the city. These Silver Surfers, the city bikes. I think my overall take is that e-bikes kind of democratize the activity of riding, which is a really good thing. Like my parents visited over the summer, wanted to ride Central Park with me. It would have been a nightmare if I roll around on my race bike and they get 2 tourist rentals. So we just got e-bike city bikes. We rolled 2 laps around Central Park. I'm going up hills at the same pace as my mother. That's great. What I don't love about e-bikes, there's definitely like a natural mechanism between skill and speed. In general, the people who can go faster are more skilled on a bike, so it's less dangerous when they do go fast. An e-bike throws off that mechanism a little bit. So someone who's not as comfortable on a bike can suddenly go pretty fast without effort. But I really liked that I got to roll around Central Park with my parents. That was cool. Ferrand Prévot wins Tour de France. Ready to do something that has eluded her countrymen for decades, win a tour. The Tour de France is the biggest thing in all of cycling, and it's probably the best thing, and its greatness is indistinguishable from how French it is. Just the colors and the vibrance and the flair. And it kind of stinks, certainly on the men's side, that there aren't any Frenchmen who are tearing it up. I would love if Alaphilippe is able to make a comeback. I don't know if Tudor is going to the Tour. I bet they'll get an admission. I would love if he is tearing it up. Tour is better when French riders are tearing it up at the race. Last year was an incredibly exciting race. The kind of consensus best rider, Demi Vollering, didn't end up winning because of team craziness, and an underdog, Niewiadoma, ended up taking it by like 4 seconds. It came down to the line. I think Vollering's probably the best rider in the world again, but it would be awesome to see a great race and have it come from a French person. FTP up, soul down. So platforms like Zwift and Wahoo's system, no one uses system. Trainer Road will turn garages into tiny fitness labs. Ostroid predicts that for every watt that these platforms help you gain, they'll steal an equal amount of joy from your cycling. It's like 19 degrees right now in New York, and it snowed like 3 or 4 inches 2 days ago, and there's slush and ice all over the road. I actually just wrapped a trainer session. I'm trying to be fit for this season. What are you supposed to do? When I think about my ultimate why in cycling, it kind of comes down to two things. I love going fast and feeling the wind in my face. And second, how it allows me to connect with others. How does Zwifting relate to those two things? It is a really effective way to get better at going fast when you get outside. But for me, it's important to make sure that it's tied to outdoor riding, and it can definitely get kind of grim when we're in a bit of a freeze. You don't know when your next outdoor ride's going to be. Yeah, it can get a little joyless. That community thing, it's pretty hard to connect with people on these platforms, but I will say I like Zwift over the other ones because I do feel some little bond with the other avatars that are rolling around. It's just nice to know that somewhere in Germany there is a dad hiding from his kids, uh, doing 110 watts on his trainer, and we've both congregated in Watopia. Sometimes people will chat each other. You see the chat being active every once in a while. I would like it if it was a little bit more lively. I get it. If you're doing anything kind of above talking pace, you can't really chat. But I would love to see a little bit more interaction there. I just threw out a feeler the other day. I was doing an interval session, and I just threw it out there in the chat. I was like about to do a 10-minute effort if anyone wants to join. No one joined. I think the trainer's a means to an end. It's not the end. I don't think it has to steal the joy from cycling. It can, though. You need to be careful. More grassroots gravel options. Gravel used to be quirky and fun, but now it's big business. We love these marquee events to be sure, but there's something about those smaller independent gravel events that feels more human. My belief is that gravel burst onto the scene because road got so boring and elitist and inaccessible and stodgy, and gravel was a fresh rebrand from that. And now the direction that gravel is going puts it at risk of becoming the exact thing that it replaced in road. I mean, these races, they're huge dollar events just to sign up. They involve lodging, they involve travel, a new bike with specialty components and parts. They're a luxury good. They're really a luxury good in a way that you sort of think about going on a trip to the Pyrenees, being back in the day with road. Maybe we're going to see kind of gravel mammals soon. I don't think it has to go this way. I don't think it's there yet, but I see this direction substantiating. The problem with grassroots gravel options is gravel is not everywhere. Here in New York, closest gravel is 50 miles away. There are plenty of people here who are interested in racing a bike, or maybe who are on the fringes of racing a bike. Are they going to do it with races in the park that are in their backyard? Maybe. Are they going to do it if they have never done a race before and have to figure out logistics to get somewhere 60 miles north? I think a little bit less likely. Why are they not doing the road events, though? Because they're just not cool. Let's make road cool. It would be great to have kind of more local gravel events, but you can't do that if there's no local gravel. Road is local everywhere. Road just needs to become cool again. And those are the takes.